Here are the best settings in Modern Warfare 2. So, display mode you want to put to full screen exclusive. It will just make the game run so much better and feel smoother. Next, screen refresh rate, you want to put this to whatever your monitor is. Every monitor is different, so it could be 120, 160, 240, etc. Just put it to whatever your monitor is. Display resolution, exactly the same, whatever your monitor is. Mine's 1080p, so I go 1080, but some people have 1440. And then we want to turn this off, aspect ratio automatic, off, and then custom frame rate limit, you want to put this to custom. Now the gameplay custom frame rate limit, I put to whatever my monitor screen refresh rate is. So I would highly recommend doing that and not going anything above that, because it's just kind of pointless if you have like 300 frames, but your monitor can do 240 hertz. It just won't work too well. Menu custom frame rate limit, you want to put this to 60. Pretty much every time you go back into the menu, it will allow your PC to cool down because it's not using as many frames. It will just cool it down and help your PC out a bit. Then out of focus to 30, and then just put this to 2.2. Brightness is a setting you can definitely mess about with. Some people, obviously, it depends if you've set your monitor up correctly or not, but if you haven't, then you might need to change this around. Obviously, some people have it higher or lower. For me, 50% works absolutely perfect. I can see people easy. There's not too many dark spots. It's absolutely perfect, but you can mess this about in game and kind of see what's best for you. So definitely try that one out. And then focus mode, I just have off. Quality, quite a lot in here to change that will make your game run smoother and get you higher frames per second. So render resolution, you want to put this to 100. Pretty much if you make it higher, like 200, it will make your game look really beautiful and it'll look absolutely amazing and the detail will be great, but you will lose a lot of frames. So I don't think it's worth it. Just leave it at 100. The only time I increase this is when I do a thumbnail, and that is it. Apart from that, don't change it. CAS on here, and then I bump it up to 100 strength. We got the SMA T2X, on that one. Low on here. Video memory scale at 80. Texture resolution, that's up to you. You can put it as high as you want, as low as you want. I just put one high. It makes things look a little bit better, and I don't actually lose too many frames over it either, so I just leave it as high. But if you don't want it and you want the extra frames, turn it down. Normal, low, high. We put distant level of detail high. People in the distance, you can see them a lot better, so definitely put it as high. Clutter draw, distance, short, and then particle quality is here, and bullet impacts and sprays. It's just like added little features really. You don't really need them on. Just turn them all low. Because it will just take up more like frames and you don't really want that. Shader quality, I just have it as medium. You can go low if you want even more frames, but I just keep it at medium. Makes the game a tiny little bit better, but not crazy amounts. Turn off, I put that on max. I don't have on-demand texture streaming. I feel like my game was getting a bit like kind of laggy from it and I didn't really like it, so I just turned that one off. Streaming quality normal, turn this one low because it's just all lighting, fogs and clouds. And then you want to turn these like off as well. Go into the shadow and lighting, off, low, normal, and off. It's just pretty much making your game look better and you just don't really need it at all. So yeah, I just won't bother with that. Screen space reflections, definitely turn that one off. You definitely don't want that on because it's like looking through windows and that you'll get reflections. You don't want to see that. It'll make it so much clearer to look through. Low, and then I have that one on personally, and then I turn all these off. These will not help you at all. Turn them all off. They will make your game a lot worse. Pretty much world motion blur and weapon motion blur is like if you're running around a map and you do like a fast spin or something, it will blur the whole map and it will blur your gun and it makes everything look awful. It will just blur it so much you won't be able to see anything. So if there are people coming, there'll be such a blur you probably won't even be able to see them. You're gonna die. So just turn it all off. It will not help you. View, this one's kind of like up to you, to be fair. It's personal preference. Field of view is how much you're gonna see on your screen. The higher it is, the more you can see, and the lower it is, obviously it'll be a lot more like zoomed in. So that's kind of up to you. I play 110 just because that's the sweet spot that I found. I did have 120, I tried it for a bit, but my eyesight's not the best, so I couldn't actually see things really far off to like the distance and that. It was just kind of making things harder to see, so I turned it down to 110. That's been perfect for me. Definitely leave this as affected. It won't be as like zoom in as much, so definitely leave it as affected. Weapon field of view wide, it makes the gun look smaller. You can see a little bit more on your screen, but I think it just looks better personally. I turn this to 90. The vehicle field of view, definitely wide, you can see a lot more, so definitely better. These two are very important here. Definitely the first person camera movement. You want to put this down to 50%. The reason you want to do that is it's pretty much like the camera shake you get. So if you are jumping around or a nade goes off and it shakes the screen, having this at 50% will make that so it's not like hitting you as hard, so it will not shake as much. So definitely put that to 50% for sure. And then I just have this 50% first person ADS and game perspective, and that's what I run on all my graphics settings. Next, let's go to controller, get this done with. So I use a controller that has buttons on the back. It has 2 buttons, and that is for like jumping and sliding pretty much. So when I do this, I won't really have a button layout. I just use it as default. But if you do not have buttons on the back, I highly recommend using Bumper Jumper Tactical. I think Bumper Jumper Tactical is absolutely perfect. So yeah, I would definitely recommend doing that if you can. But button layout, you can edit that if you want. I don't, just leave it as what it is. I don't play flipped personally. I don't really need to. Stick layout, leave that. Controller vibration, mine doesn't actually have it on, so I definitely turn that off, but I never get controller vibration anyway. My controller doesn't actually have it. I turn it off, it's gonna shake your controller. Some people like it, but I turn it off. This one's up to you. I don't actually have any of this. It doesn't really do anything with my controller. Sensitivities, I play really low sense personally because I prefer to hit more of my shots. I don't really have like any kind of ability to like flick or do like fast movements or anything. So I play 6.6. This allows me to hit my shots so much better, and I have a 0.5 ADS as well, so it's very slow, but I definitely do hit more of my shots, and I think it makes me a better player personally, so that's why I do it. The sensitivity in multiplayer, I don't even really touch these to be fair at all, so I just leave them all as 1. And yeah, same as this, I don't change any of that either. This is hold, automatic tactical sprint I do put on personally. Equipment behavior, I think this is all just normal. I haven't changed any of this. So hold, ADS melee, tap to reload, apply 1. And if we go into advanced here, these are some of the big settings you want to change. Target aim assist on. Aim assist type I put to black ops. I think it makes the aim assist a lot more sticky. So it definitely tracks your people a lot better. And that's the same for the aim response curve type as well. Dynamic, I have that on. I definitely leave these to this. It makes my aim assist crazy good. Like, it really does lock on, so I definitely do that. Just 1 instant. Custom sensitivity per zoom, don't change. Inputs, these are what I have on my dead zones. You have to change this depending on the controller you're using. Like, if your controller's starting to drift a lot, then you might have to bump some up. So yeah, all depends on your controller. So you just got to kind of mess about with that, to be fair, and go from there. And then on here, auto move forward. Yeah, I have that off. This one doesn't really matter because I've got automatic tactical sprint, grounded mantle. It's kind of up to you, like if you want it on and off. I haven't really had a problem with mantling, so it's been okay. Automatic airborne mantle, off, standard, movement, on, combat behaviors, ADS stick swap. I just leave these all on default, to be fair. I have not really touched any of these at all, so yeah, that's kind of up to you, but I haven't bothered. Crit C4 detonation is actually pretty good. Pretty much if you throw it, you can like quickly double tap it, and it will just blow up, so it's quite nice. And then yeah, I just leave these literally all the same. I haven't changed any of them, so hopefully that'll help. Next one we got here, audio tab. Audio mix, I use PC. Definitely found it the best for footsteps, 100%. Master volume, you can kind of change. This game's quite loud, actually, I think. Definitely with the headset I got. I got a SteelSeries headset with a mix amp, and it allows me to hear footsteps really well. So, depending on what I'm doing, if I'm grinding camos, I usually just turn it all the way down so I can listen to music. But if I'm making like a video, I usually turn it up to like 90. And then I can hear quite a lot, to be fair. Music definitely off. Dialogue, you want dialogue and hit marker volume, turn them down so you can hear more. Effects all the way up, they're all the footsteps on that, so definitely keep that up. Mono audio, turn it off for sure. Subtitles, up to you if you want to use any of that, but I don't. Voice chat, I definitely have on because it's always fun to get reactions. I don't really change any of these settings. So yeah, they're all just kind of the same they were. Hit marker sounds, that's kind of up to you what you want to put on. I'll just put MW, it sounds a little bit better in thin. Reduce tinnitus sound, you definitely want to turn this off. When a pretty much when you throw like a concussion or a flash, it'll make like a little noise, and it's a little bit noisy. So you can like turn this on, you won't get this like horrible little whistling noise. So yeah, turn it off. Interface here, some really nice settings in here actually, and there's one that I really want to talk about, so I leave this all default. But color customization, this is something you definitely want to check out. The reason I say that, you can change the color of how your team looks and how the enemy looks. Now default, it's a different color, it might be like blue or something, but you can change it to like a color that looks so much brighter on the map for you. So whatever your eyes work with best, definitely do it. I changed it to green, and then I went into custom color and I turned the saturation all the way up, and when I play I can notice the difference so much. Like, it is insane. Like, I can see where my allies are so much. I changed the red and put that saturation all the way up, and like red dots on the map look really bright and they're really clear to see. So I would definitely mess about with these and like change your team and enemy, because yeah, it might help you out actually on the minimap. It might, you know, help you like identify which is which, and you can see it a lot more clearer. So just find a color that suits you, but I would highly recommend changing it actually. I think it's really good to change. Apart from that, there's not really much else I can say. Oh, minimap shape, definitely square. You can see so much more on square, so definitely run that. And then the rest of these are just default. And that is pretty much it, everyone. So these are like all the settings that I've been using on a day-to-day basis while playing Modern Warfare 2. Hopefully they're all going to help you out. They definitely improved my FPS and made the game run a lot smoother. One more thing I will say is, if you are on Nvidia and you are struggling with like your screen having like random flashes on it, what I had to do is pretty much revert my drivers back, because the new drivers weren't so good. And it pretty much made my screen flash constantly. So what I did is reverted back to the driver, I think it was 522, and pretty much it made it so them screen flashes went away, and I haven't had any crashes or anything in a long time. So I've been absolutely spot on now. So maybe that might help some of you with that, I don't know. But hopefully these settings helped you all out. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate that so much. We're definitely on our way to 4,000 subs now. So yeah, hopefully these settings help you out. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. So peace out.